What's up to my family out there? How you doing? How you doing? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna, and I came out of hiding. I came from under the rock because I have to address some things about what's going on with this craziness here on Mental Health Fridays. So I know there's always, if it's not one thing to bug us in our community, is another thing. And I want to talk about this. I want to have a real, genuine conversation about this, about Dave Chappelle, what's going on with that. You know, Dave Chappelle don't give two flying, you know what's, right? I'm going to try to be clean. I'm going to try to be clean because you talk about cancel culture. Those of you guys who know me on Facebook will be able to tell you, talking about cancel culture, Facebook has been effing with me. So I decided that I was going to back off of this whole social media thing. I was like, I'm so done. I'll wait till my girl Michi X get her network on, and I am going to say everything I need to say on Michi X's network, because the BS that I'm going through on social media is not cool. It's not cool. And so when I woke up this morning and I happened to see everyone was talking about Dave Chappelle, I said, oh, he has another comedy out. Let me go ahead and watch it. Because, you know, I have the luxury of working from my house, right? Everything I do is behind this camera here. Despite what the cancel community on Facebook might think, I think they think that social media pays my bills. Baby, if you guys knew my cancel culture trolls, if you knew how I lived, social media could not afford to pay me. Just put it that way. But nonetheless, you canceling trolls, your asses get on my nerves. They really think that they're doing something big because the canceled trolls who have been joining my pages, and I can't control. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about when I say the canceled trolls. So family, community, I'm going to need y'all to read between some lines. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm going to need y'all to really catch everything I'm saying without me saying it. You understand what I'm trying to say? They're giving me kind of strikes, want to bring down my Facebook channel. They have demonetized my Facebook channel. You not scaring me with those pennies. Take it. I mean, I'm no Dave Chappelle, but this is the nature of what's happening. And I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to put it all into Mental Health Fridays, because I want you guys to really understand what is happening here. And I say it 101 times, but for some reason, my community, I'm not talking about the cancel trolls, the non-melanated cancel trolls. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't help who follows me. I can't help who wants to join in. I can't help it. Right? I can't help it. But I'm talking about my community. I need to let you guys know that the way we move as a community, whether we all get along or not, the way we move as a community, we are always under target. I'm going to prove this to you because you know it's Mental Health Fridays. So I'm going to take it a little bit slower because I got my notes. Y'all know I got my notes. And y'all know I'm going to prove things to you. So y'all got to have your pen and paper. You know how I operate. But I say to my brothers and sisters constantly, many of you guys have no idea, because you just being who you are, children of the sun. You have no idea that your vibration and your rhythm sets the stage for everything in this country. I'm going to say this again. I need for my family, even though we all don't get along, some of y'all like the uncles and cousins we don't like to have and we don't want to talk about, but I love y'all. Some of y'all like the ones that, fell between the cracks. You got missing. Y'all got missing. You're not on code. Some of y'all not on code. Some of y'all be out there in the front fighting somebody else's battle. Y'all know what I mean when I say somebody else's battle. It ain't our battle, but you're out there in the front line. Yeah, fighting somebody else's battle. You like the cousin that bumped your head when you were small and no one really likes you, but we gotta love you because you family. That's how I feel about some of y'all. I feel that way about some of you guys. But I want you to know, regardless, even if you're that cousin that no one likes, even if you're that person, I want you to know, regardless, that your vibration matters. The things you put out there matter. You have to be very careful because appropriation happens on so many levels. And it always, this is the topic of Mental Health Fridays, y'all. We're about to get into it. It always comes back to bite us on the ass. You understand what I'm saying, family? I need y'all to really hear me. Do y'all hear me today? It always comes back to bite us on the ass. And half of us are walking around with blinders on, and we think everything is cute because we get things popping and our vibrations is contagious. And everyone wants to follow us. You see it on the TikTok videos. You see it on social media. You see it on the news. You see it in commercials. Everybody wants to be us. Woo! Until being us ain't cool anymore. And then they turn back to who they really are and attack you. Just trying to tell you. I'm just trying. So let's get into this. First of all, we're talking about Dave Chappelle, The Closer. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that doesn't like Dave Chappelle's The Closer. We know the people out there that don't like it. The same people like to cancel everybody, right? And then, of course, some of our little brothers and sisters and cousins that we don't like, they follow suit because they like to follow those people. You know what I mean? They like to follow those people. Some of them are out there too, but mainly we know those people don't really have the power to cancel anybody. We know who's doing the canceling. So if you watch The Closer, which is Dave Chappelle final special on Netflix, if you watched it and you really listened for at least the first 10 minutes, if nothing else, because some of you guys are probably, I can't take it. Oh my God, we know who act like that. We know who acts like that. We know who acts like that. Some of those kind of people can't take it. But if you can get through the first 10 minutes, he dropped some very important, subtle hints. Now, see, he's speaking slave plantation language. That's what I'm going to call it, right? It's special coding. You know how it was when we was on a plantation, right? We had to sing things, sing songs to give out a message so that everybody can know what's up. So in the first 10 minutes, I'm going to share with you some things, some hints that he dropped that has some real significant meanings. But of course, people that don't speak our vibration are just laughing. He's so funny. Until he's not funny, right? But in the first 10 minutes, I was listening. And I was like, wow. All right, I got you, Dave. I see you. You know how we get down. We on the same vibration. I see you, Dave. So one of the first things he started off, the very first thing he started off when he said, I want y'all to know, he said, this will be my last special for a minute. Why do you think he said it was going to be his last special for a minute? Now, see, the people who don't have our vibration, they will probably say, well, this is the last installment of his agreement, his contract with Netflix. And this is why he's going away for a little bit. Or he's probably going to work on other things. And this is why he's going away for a little bit. But y'all know, like I know, that Dave Chappelle opened up with that line for a reason. He knew what was about to go down. And he doesn't give a flying, you know what, I'm trying to be clean to that, right? He doesn't give a flying F-U-C-K. So you got to follow the language. He first said, this will be my last special for a minute. Then he immediately said after that, before I get started, I want to say that I am rich and famous. Y'all already know what's up with that. Y'all already know what he's saying. Y'all already know the language he's speaking. I'm not going to repeat it because I understand, my family of vibration understand what he's basically saying. You see, that right there, let me stop right there for a second, because this is where I want y'all to be. Y'all got to have your FU money. You got to understand that as long as you depend on another nation of people to feed you, you are in trouble. Dave Chappelle knows this. He knows this. He is communicating this. He understands what the war looks like. He understands that we are at war, and you have to play your position closely. You have to sit back and you have to watch that chessboard closely so you can make strategic moves. Make no mistake, Dave Chappelle don't give two flying FUCKs what the hell this non-vibrational community has to say. He don't, because he said what needs to be said, because there is a social injustice towards our people from all angles. And nobody really likes to talk about it, because for some reason, when we vibrate about the social issues that continuously plague us, everybody wants to dumb it down. But I dare you say something about the social issues found in other communities. I dare you say something without repercussion. He knows it. I love the way he strategically, in the very first 10 minutes, brought out a couple of things that probably irritate him. First, he said that when he got COVID, you have to quarantine, so-called, for 15 days. So they say. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, right? I can't even talk about COVID, right? Because then the COVID cancel culture people, the cancel vultures, come in and swoop down and try to kill you if you talk about COVID, because they know it's a lie from the pit of hell. But I'm not saying that COVID is a lie, because I had COVID, but I'm saying COVID is a lie. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But nonetheless, he went out and he said in the first 10 minutes that when he was watching TV, when he was on quarantine, he was upset about what he was watching. And what he said he saw on TV was our people, his people, our people, beating up on Asians. He said Black on Asian crime. And he also talked about his asymptomatic COVID. And he said probably the same thing that's happening in my body. Now, I don't know if y'all caught that. Some people, like, they were a little slow. I was cracking the hell up. I was. But I like the way he put those two things together, right? I ain't going to get into it, because that's not what we're talking about on this channel. We're not going to talk about COVID today, but I like the way he put those two things together. So like I said, our people, we're vibrating. You got to be able to catch what he's saying, right? Because he listen, y'all got to read in between the lines. I want you to really, because if y'all don't learn how to listen to the singing on a plantation, if y'all don't know how to listen to the singing of our people giving you cues, you're going to be in trouble. And see, so many of us in our community, we lost the ability to listen to the singing. And the people who do come out to sing, you guys don't want to hear what we have to say because you think it's old. Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man. I mean, we got to get past that. But no one tells certain other communities, I ain't saying no names, Dave Chappelle said it all. No one tells other certain communities that they got to get past it. We are the only people, I swear to you, we are the only people that tells our people that is old and we got to get past it. If you couldn't catch that joke that he made between the Blacks beating up Asian and then his asymptomatic, symptoms, He said that's what's going on inside of his body. And the fact that that was being reported on social media, and the fact that not social media, well, social media too, but mainly mainstream media. And he's saying that I'm asymptomatic and I don't feel anything. Like, you got to read between the lines. Then he goes and he talks about a movie he was working on, right? And he said he was going to call the movie Space Jews. He said the movie was about some aliens that are originally from Earth. And then they left Earth to go to another planet. And that planet, for whatever reason, didn't work out, right? They destroyed it, didn't work out, whatever the case is. And then they came back to Earth to claim the Earth, like to dominate the Earth and take over. And he said, we're going to call it Space Jews. I fell on the floor, y'all. I ain't going to lie. I said, ain't that the goddamn truth? I fell on the floor. I said, they don't make movies for no reason at all. He telling the truth. He told the truth because, again, vibrating, I caught it. And so he's setting the stage for this conversation. And after he makes the comments about the Space Jews, he goes into the children's book that he's working on. And he talks about this big black man who was really a giant, but he had a Clifford voice, right? He had a voice that over the phone, you couldn't tell that he was a big black man. So he got all the reservations, he got all the fair treatment. And then when he walked in, he was discriminated against. And at every discrimination, they would call the police, and the police would shoot him. Like, they would always shoot the giants, but the bullets didn't kill him. Bullets didn't hurt him. It just made him sad. And he said, we're going to call this children's book Clifford, the Big Black Ninja. Now, he said the other word, right? But I'm not Dave Chappelle. He said the Little Black Ninja. And again, I fell on the floor. I'm cracking up again. I'm laughing because vibrating. I understand exactly what he's saying. You see, if you don't walk our shoes, you would never imagine. And the thing is, they don't want us to talk about the shoes we have to wear and the journey we have to walk. But we better listen to the shoes that they have to wear and the journey that they have to walk. Because if we don't listen to them, and if we don't consider their journey, and if we don't walk with them on their journey in their shoes, not our shoes, in their shoes, we're going to be canceled. We're going to be canceled. So after he talked about Clifford, the Big Black Ninja, he went on to talk about the canceling and censoring of the baby by the LGBTQ community. Now, let me say this. Let me say this again, because I say this often, and it's always somebody who misses it, because some people on the short yellow bus, I totally understand it, and I got to speak slower for those people. So let me say this again. I said it plenty of times that when we talk about the LGBTQ community, we're not talking about someone choosing their sexuality and their sexual orientation. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the vicious mob that is hiding under the acronym LGBTQ. And for some reason, people always like to ignore that. And they try to twist it by gaslighting us to have us feel like we're saying something wrong, or to paint us as though we are the bad people. We are the bad community that's saying things against the LGBTQ community. No, we're actually talking about the mob, the vigilantes, the violent mob. That's exactly who we are talking. So do not twist our words. Do not try to take it out of context and make it into what you want it to be, so you can have a reason to lynch us. So I think that David Chappelle did a very great job when he pointed that out. Because how does a community wish to cancel the baby from, granted, Granted, if he can take it all back, I think he would have said something differently if he really thought about it. He probably was in the act of performing and didn't think about what he was saying. He was just going with the flow. But I'm not going to get into that. I am going to be able to say this, that it's okay, and this is the point that Dave Chappelle is making. It's okay for the baby to shoot and kill a ninja and still rise to fame. It's okay for artists to speak derogatory toward the Black community, call us all types of names, promote violence, promote drugs, promote violence against women, promote sexual assaults, sexual acts. It's okay to do that in the music, but it's not okay to make any statements about the protected community and the protected communities, because we're talking about two types of communities. But let me tell you something. One is at the top. Y'all gonna have to read between the lines. We vibrating. One is at the top, the umbrella. Y'all following me? One is the umbrella, and then the other one falls under the umbrella, but it's the same damn people. Come on now. Come on now. I hope you're catching that. Y'all just need to put in the chat, I caught it. Just put in the chat, I caught it, so I can know y'all got that. I'm going to say it again, just in case somebody didn't catch it. We're talking about two types of communities, but it's the same community. One is just the broad umbrella, right, that has the power to decide who can and cannot prosper, who can and cannot grow, right? Y'all follow what I'm saying? And then under that same umbrella falls different sub-communities. So the second community that Dave Chappelle is talking about, the main community, falls under that main community as a sub-community. But at the end of the day, the sub-community is the main community, and the main community is the sub-community. Prove me wrong. Y'all better do your research. Prove me wrong. It's okay for the main community to pay artists, entertainers, to promote propaganda about our community, but you better not do it about theirs, or you'll be canceled. It's okay for the main community to give football players, basketball players, rappers, actors money to play certain roles that would make them more money, just as long as they don't say anything about the main community or the sub-community, and they do whatever the main community and the sub-community tells them to do, whether it is to dress up in a manner that does not represent the men in our community correctly. No other man is being paraded around media like our men, but we know who's behind that. We know who's behind that. But you're not allowed to talk about it. So I love the fact that he brought up the baby. I love the fact that he brought up the baby. And how it's okay for him to murder somebody that looks like him. But God damn it, he better not say anything about the main community or the sub-community. Better not say anything. Dave Chappelle wanted to really point out the disparity that exists out there. And basically what is being said is Black lives don't matter, but all facets of white lives matter. Now listen to what I'm saying when I say all facets of white lives matter. And don't come on here and say all lives matter, Dr. Shonna, all lives matter. Because ain't nobody talking about that. See, and if you have to come on here and you can't read between the lines, with all due respect, don't get in your feelings, because I done broke it down. I done said it slower. I said it over and over. I talked about the two communities that he mentioned in the first 10 minutes of his show. And if you still can't catch who is the main community and the sub community, you're not vibrating well. You need to go check your blackness. I'm just saying. You're not vibrating well. And tonight, I don't have time to break it down for you. If you've been on this channel for a while and you know who I am, I shouldn't have to break it down for you. If you don't understand that the main community is pushing a poisonous, toxic agenda within our community, and they can get away with it because they feel if I pay you and I made you, I can do whatever I want with you. This has been their narrative and their mindset for 400 years. And don't let the main community tell you that they did not have a stake in our oppression 400 years ago. Don't let the main community tell you that, because there is a documentary on PBS that will show you that they had very well their greedy hands in the dealings of our enslavement. But that's not what this show is about today. I'm just saying, if you don't get it and you don't know it, I'm not teaching you it tonight. You got to check your vibration, because clearly you're off, right? Somebody said too slow, right? Some people are just too slow, right? So I just want you to know, when I say all facets of white lives matter, it doesn't matter what community you fall in. See, you can play like you are a minority. And see, that's why I don't use the word minority. Y'all understand why I don't use the word minority, right? Don't call me no minority. That's your mama. I'm not a minority. Don't call me a minority. Say that for your mother, right? And if y'all don't understand why I don't say the word minority, I'm not explaining it tonight. Because we've been talking about this for a very long time. Thank you for that, Donald. I really appreciate that. We've been talking about this for a very long time. Somebody said, what's the PBS documentary? Well, like I said, to think first. I love that you're asking a question. That's a question that I can answer, but I cannot answer it directly, because today, think first. Somebody else can put it in the chat, because some other people are vibrating. They understand it. And you know, think first. You might be new. I don't recognize your name. All the other people, it's my family. You know, you might be one of my little cousins that, you know, is kind of lost, maybe 4 or 5 times removed. Everybody else, I recognize their name. We've been at this game for a very long time. Think first. So I will say to you, think first. And I like your name because you're thinking first. I appreciate that. There's the main community. There's a documentary about the main community on PBS. So if you know who the main community is, just plug in their name. Who also had a hand in our enslavement. So I'm vibrating. So if you just go to Google and you put, did the main community own slaves? And you will see the PBS documentary. Or you can put PBS, did the main community own slaves? Come on now, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. So think first says got it, good it, right? But no one can talk about that. Soul Man said, no cursing tonight, Doc. No, they're trying to cancel me. Soul Man. Y'all didn't see what I posted on Facebook? They've taken videos of mine down. They have shadow boxed my channel. They have threatened to close my channel down. See, they only do that to people who can reach people. I was cool when, you know, my videos on Facebook only had the few thousands. But some of those videos got some serious numbers on there. Over 50,000. Some of them are doing extremely well because I'm speaking truth to power. That's it. I'm speaking truth. And Facebook doesn't like what I'm saying. So they demonetized my channel. They have given me my final warning. So I said, fuck it, I'm just not gonna go live because I can't help who visits my channel and then hit subscribe and then they don't like what they hear and then they start reporting me. But those people are part of the main community. I'm just trying to say we vibrating tonight, family. To my melanated brothers and sisters, we vibrating tonight. Those people are part of the main community. And remember I said, Black lives don't matter, but all facets of white lives matter. You can call yourself a minority as a white person, whether you're white and same sex, whether you're white and woman, right? Whether you're white and poor, they even get that under there. They come up with a lot of stuff now. But the minute you don't like that somebody hurt your feelings, not that what they said was wrong, not that what they said was untrue, but they called you out on your BS and it hurt your feelings. And once that happened, like Dave Chappelle says, you're no longer a minority, you're now white. And that's not cool. You see, I was raised by a powerful woman, a powerful, vibrating woman of melanin. And what she said to me growing up is, if they're big enough to hit, come on, y'all better finish it. Y'all already know y'all had vibrating mamas like me. Thank you so much for that, Black mama. I miss you too, beautiful sister. Y'all already know what our mamas used to say. If you are big enough to hit, come on and finish it, y'all. Come on and finish it, because I want to make sure we vibrating. Because I want to prove a point here. Finish it. Finish that sentence, family. You're big enough to hit. What's the end part of that? Come on now. Because I know my mama was not the only one. We ain't got to all have the same family members. We don't have to all be raised by the same mama, right? Shoot, we don't have. There you go. Come on, y'all. Y'all better say it. There you go. There you go, LaMonica Williams. I told you. Yes, Kim Williams. I told you. Come on, Sherry. Come on. Come on, y'all. I told you we vibrating tonight. If you big enough to hit, you big enough to get hit back. Oh, y'all already know it. See how we vibrating in here? Everybody's saying it because it wasn't just my mama. If you big enough to hit, you big enough to get hit back. And this is what I don't like about the main community and the sub community. This is what I don't like about them. And I'm not saying this applies to everybody, but we're talking about the bullies of those communities. That's what we're talking. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not get in our bag and in our feelings. We're talking about the bullies of that community. You're not going to come in here and try to silence me. Obviously, you're not silencing Dave Chappelle. We're not doing that. I'm glad he brought it up because we have to talk about the bullies. Y'all big enough to hit, but you don't like it when you get hit back. A hit dog hollers. And now all of a sudden, you don't want to be a minority anymore. You want to pull your white card. Right? Mr. LD said, ain't nobody above a behind whooping. Yeah, I know y'all gonna get me in trouble on YouTube, right? We can't talk about violence on YouTube. I'm gonna get flagged for that shit. Can't talk about violence. Even though I'm making a real point. It's not violence, but I say it because I'm educated. I'm a threat. I'm a problem, and my channel has to get shut down, right? But you can post Black people stomping the crap out of each other. You can post Black women doing all types of ridiculous things. You can post Black men doing all types of ridiculous things. You can post the sexualization of our Black children, and nothing happens to those videos. But we say something that addresses the hypocrisy found in the main community and the sub community, then all of a sudden we have to get canceled. And see, this is what David Chappelle is talking about. This is what he's talking about when he brings up the fact that you're not allowed to touch that community because of the cancel culture. The cancel culture is ostracism. Ostracism at its finest. The cancel culture is when they are blocking people from having a prominent platform or a career or making money because someone or some people are offended. But the same people that are offended, got to be able to say this, the same people who are offended are the same people, do you hear me? Is the same people that often offends people or allows through their money, through their power, through their platforms, allows a certain group of people to offend us in our community, to hurt us in our community, to prop up the men in our community to look like what their mindset is in their community, to make us the face of it, not put their people on the magazines, on the red carpet, not put their people, but our people as the face of it, but doesn't see their behavior as harmful to our community. They won't do it to their community, but they damn sure not going to do it. I mean, they won't do it to their community, but they damn sure will do it to our community. And it's no foul, no play, right? It's all innocent, right? They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything wrong. They get to choose who they prop up for success. And they strategically choose those they know will submit. See, what I don't like about the main community, we're talking about the bullies of the main community, and what I don't like about the bullies of the sub community, they're little mobs, right? They're mobs, they're gangsters, they're worse than gangsters. They're worse than mobsters. I just don't know what else to call them. They're bullies, they're mobs, they're gangsters. I just don't know what else to call them. But what I don't like about that community is they hide under the guise of social justice. And what I mean by that is they make it seem like they are going to specifically target public figures or people who have a far-reaching platform. They're going to specifically target those people and the audiences of those people who support those people, and they're going to target them and use it under the guise of social justice. We're bringing down these people because they're hurting people, they're harming people, and we're doing this under the guise of social justice. They're saying that the people in the communities that they're speaking out against, their words hurt and their actions are harming people. So we have to put a stop to this. We have to say no more to this. This is what they're having you to believe. And people buy into that bull crap. I don't like not cursing, family. Y'all know I don't like not cursing. Like, I love cursing. Somebody said that people who curse don't have the words to use and that they're not intelligent. That's a goddamn lie. I'll take you on any day, right? I love cursing. I love fucking cursing. I love it because it drives my point home better. Right? It sticks better. It sticks better because I know my community. I know who I'm speaking to. I know my audience. See, you got to be able to speak to your audience like Dave Chappelle. He's speaking to his audience. Were there other people there that was watching his show and they weren't clapping too much? Watch it. Go ahead and watch the special. Some of them were like, they were so uncomfortable because they don't vibrate. They don't vibrate. They like to pretend. They like to pretend that they vibrate, but they don't vibrate. In order for you to vibrate, you have to have a heart. You have to be alive. And the atrocities that have been committed against our community by these very people they're not alive. These are the ancestors of these people. You know, Dave Chappelle knows how to speak to his audience. He understands how to speak in such a way that the message is clear for the people it is intended to. And that's why those people who the message is not intended for, they always miss it. They always miss it and they're easily offended. He was hitting back because there is a certain group of bullies that like to hit. And Dave Chappelle was hitting back. And I say kudos to him. I wish more of us would hit back. I wish more of us will hit back and stop being afraid of these bullies. We have seen what they have been doing over the last 2 years. We have seen the amount of bullying and control that they have been doing for a very long time, and no one says anything to them. There's something demonic about that. There is something demonic about that. They hide under the guise of social justice, yet they render the most injustice any human has seen in America. It's unbelievable. What they are doing is social injustice. It's very much so social injustice. It's orchestrated by the main community. But like I said, the main community is the sub-community and the sub-community is the main community. Y'all better listen to me and hear me clearly. It's one and the same. It's one and the same. See, y'all think it's different because they have y'all believing that it's different. See, Dave Chappelle said he doesn't despise the LGBTQ community. He said he's actually jealous. See, those of us who vibrate, we get it. We get exactly what he's saying. He said he's actually jealous because here it is. For hundreds of years, we've been trying to get people to hear us, to pay attention. Right? Thank you for that, P. Blue. I appreciate that. For hundreds of years, we've been trying to get people to hear us and to pay attention to the atrocities that are committed against our community daily, whether they're direct or subtle. They're daily. And for some reason, we can't get leverage. For some reason, we can't get our plane off the ground. But I sat back and I started thinking, I said, wow, I'll be damned. The sub-community, y'all only been fighting for how long? Shit, I've been alive when your fight started. And clearly you can see I'm young. I've been alive since your fight started. And look at the power y'all have. That's what it leads me to believe that the main community is the sub-community and the sub-community is the main community. Simple as that. And because they are the same community, they don't have to look at their social injustice because they are in power. They are in power. They don't have to look at it. They're the ones who are allowed to push society's moral boundaries. Y'all hear what I'm saying? That main community and that sub-community, which is the main community, which is the sub-community, interchangeable, they are the ones, and only them, they are the ones who are allowed to push society's moral boundaries. No one else is allowed to push society's moral boundaries. They are the ones who can say what can and cannot happen. And if they don't like what's happening, they cancel it. Now, y'all know today is Friday. I haven't seen y'all since August 20th. That's a long time. It's a long time. But Mental Health Fridays haven't gone away anywhere. Now, y'all know I'm about to bring this all in. I'm about to wrap it up. I haven't gotten off cue. This is Mental Health Friday because, see, the main community and the sub-community is making y'all crazy. And y'all don't even know that you're crazy. They have convinced you that you're crazy is sane. And you're sane is crazy. Y'all didn't catch that. Y'all didn't catch that, so I'm going to say it again. They have convinced you all. See, you already see what's happening to my channel, right? You already see what's happening. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Y'all see it, right? Y'all see it. This is some demonic shit. This is demonic. Y'all see it, right? I cannot make this up. I can't make it up. I'm telling you. These two communities will make your sane crazy and your crazy sane. They are the new culture of the lynch mobs. But no one is talking about that. So kudos to Dave Chappelle. Because he sees them for who they are. Those are the same people that would bring their lunch and their dinner to a lynching. And you're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say it, or you run the risk of being canceled. Because you're not allowed to push society's moral boundaries. They get to determine what the moral boundaries are and who can push them. And when they decide to push it, they change the rules of engagement. That they're going to push it, but you can't. They change the marker. They co-opt it. They change the meaning to it. Add a little bit of salt and pepper, because it damn sure ain't got no sazon and adobo. It damn sure ain't got no Lori salt in it. You know what I mean? They change it. They just add a little bit of salt and pepper, some onions, onion powder, garlic powder. And then they push it. So what is the injustice I'm talking about? What is the social injustice that is happening here? Dave Chappelle mentioned some of them. Dave Chappelle talked about some of it when he talks about the baby and how they handle that, when he talks about cops killing blacks. Well, when he vibrated about that, because, he didn't go into a skit about it, so you got to catch the vibrations. When he vibrated about that, when he vibrated about a number of things, he's basically saying if it doesn't hurt the main community, the sub-community, then that means that it's allowable. It's not a moral boundary. It's open game. Just like it was when some of us came to this land 400 years ago. There was no moral boundaries with that. They were allowed to push society's moral boundaries with that. There was no moral boundaries with that. Now, all of a sudden, everyone is moral while committing injustices. That's the craziest things. It's crazy. The people that are in power, you know who I'm talking about. Y'all know we vibrating. The people who are in power, they can listen to the cries of the poor. And I'm saying all of us that are poor. We've seen this. We have seen this over the last 2 years, basically. How the poor, I'm saying the poor, period, all of the poor, it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter how they feel, their voice doesn't matter, because you're poor and we feed you. We're going to tell you what you will and will not do. We're going to take away your rights, and if you dare fight back, there are consequences. Whether the consequences is your job, whether the consequences is the services that you can receive, whether the consequences is your housing, we're going to punish you. Who do you think is really behind all of that? Only the people that profit from it. I'm just trying to tell you. You got to understand it. I told you on my last video that, Facebook warned me about. Only the people that profit from it is behind it. So who can they bully on? Who can they beat up? Well, the poor is definitely one of them. Beat up on their asses. Walk around with your card. Let me see your card, your passport that says that you are supposed to be here and you're following our rules. Because if you don't follow the rules, we're going to be like those those sci-fi movies where the machines are in the sky with guns attached to them and all the humans that are not following the rules get shot down. It's an injustice. It's an injustice. And Dave Chappelle was pointing out the injustices. Here's another injustice. When we talk about the cries of ADOS, the descendants of American slavery, right here, when we have our cries, is ignored. Who are the people that says we're going to increase the budget of the HBCUs and then we're going to change our mind, take it back? Well, shit, that's okay to do that. It's okay to do that, but you better not say nothing about the main community and the sub-community, but they can definitely do that. They can definitely do that. And some people would say, well, that has nothing to do with them. Yes, it do. Yes, the president can't do nothing without the money of the people who make the world go round. Come on, let's not act like this shit is being made up. Let's talk about another injustice. Reparations. You want to talk about we have to push society's moral boundaries. We have to challenge people who are breaking them. We have to challenge people who are not doing right by people. We have to do all this challenging of people who are not doing right, and we have to cancel people and make it right. And we have to hold people accountable and responsible, because you can't say anything about the main community. You can't say anything about the sub-community, because we have to challenge people. But at the same time, shout out to Sid. Thank you so much for that donation, Sid. At the same time, we don't have to talk about reparations for the one group of people who have suffered hundreds of years and still continue to suffer. But that's not important to make that right. And we don't have the power to cancel them for not making it right, because we so damn conditioned. Like I said, they got your mind messed up. They got your crazy as sane, and you're saying that's crazy. Because we divided right in our community about that. How the hell did they pull that one off? You know how they pulled it off. Let's talk about the injustice when they use our people to perpetuate violence against our people, to perpetuate sexual violence, sexual assaults against our people, to perpetuate crime against our people, to use lyrics to hypnotize our people so that we can walk around in these streets doing foolishness, not looking like ourselves, because they're selling us products that say look like them. And now, our saying is crazy. We're taking on all these products that they're putting out there in the market to tell us that how you are is not acceptable. So we're changing our hair, we're changing our eyes, we're changing our lashes. But you don't see that being pushed on any other community. You don't see change in any other community. No, they have the power to listen to our cries and stop the atrocities. But they will not do it because they have the backing of our people who are in a hypnotized state from their doing. So it's okay to use us against each other and not cancel us when we're using us against each other. But you better not say anything about it. You got to understand is the American people have been bullied by political mobs, presidential gangsters, the main community, the sub-community. And anytime the American people is bullied, we get it worse. And their moral acts, their immoral is what I should say, their immoral acts. Thank you for that donation, ISO. I appreciate that. Their immoral acts goes unchallenged. Now, let me go ahead and bring this all into play, because I know some of y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get what the hell this has to do with Mental Health Fridays. Even though I done said y'all sane is now crazy and y'all crazy is sane, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. But let me show you why your sane is crazy and your crazy is sane. Let me show you what you guys have done. See, I was reading an article on Vox, VOX, on Vox. And they did a great breakdown, in my opinion, of I was about to say a scholarly word, y'all. I was going right into like doc mode. I was going into professor mode. OMG. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'll just say it in English. I almost slipped, y'all. I almost slipped. Let me keep it in on a vibration. I almost went to their vibration, y'all. See, we gotta deal with this every day. We be slipping in and out, switching all the time, right? I almost went to their vibration. I caught myself. Let me come back. Let me call back. They did a great job breaking down the history of cancel culture. And I said, oh, let me read this article. This shit gonna get real good. So I sat back and I took my time and I read this long ass article. Shout out to Percy. I appreciate that. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, he said, I love your accent. It's Bronx. It's Bronx. I'm a New Yorker. You're right. You got it. I'm a New Yorker. So let me tell you something. I'm reading this article on Vox about cancel culture. So you can go ahead and Google the article because I want to give credit where credit is due because that's what we're trained to do. Give credit where credit is due. Don't try to take it as your own and run with it. It's not my own. I'm getting it from them. And they were talking about cancel culture. Yeah, they were trying to make everything all philosophical and shit. I don't give a fuck about the philosophy behind it. But I said, oh, wait a minute. Let me see if this is true. And it's true. So here's what they said. They trace back the term cancel, like cancel that person. They trace back to New Jack City when Nino Brown canceled his girlfriend. Remember when she was mad about all the harm that Nino Brown's activities has done to the community? And he canceled that BITCH. He canceled her. Y'all remember that? And then after Nino Brown came up with that, it was used by Lil Wayne in his song, I'm Single. And in his single song, he talked about canceling the BITCH in his song. And then there was Cisco Rosado from Love and Hip Hop. Now, I never saw 2014 Love and Hip Hop, so I don't know who the hell Cisco Rosado is, unless Cisco Rosado is Cisco. I just didn't know that was his last name. Now, you know, my head is scratching Rosado. But that's a whole nother conversation that I'm not about to have tonight. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. We're vibrating, people. But nonetheless, Cisco Rosado in 2014 on Love and Hip Hop canceled his girlfriend. Now, when that happened, who do y'all think ran with the canceling idea and started talking about canceling? What platform do you think they ran with this idea on? And who were the people who ran with it? Thank you, Percy. I appreciate that. Right? Come on, y'all family. Come on. I need y'all to wake up in the chat. Who are the people that you guys think? Yes, if somebody says Twitter, y'all got the platform right. Yes, domination. It was Twitter. Who are the people that went to Twitter using the language of cancel, deciding that they're going to cancel this person, they're going to cancel that person? Oh, that person is canceled. If you like this person, you still with this person, unfollow me. That person is canceled. Who the hell do you think started that cancel language? No, Streeter. Streeter says the non-vibrational people. That answer is wrong. This is why, that's why Breeder said Black Twitter. This is exactly why it's mental health. This is exactly why it's mental health. How many times do I tell you people that you set the stage for everything? No, it wasn't Hollywood. No, it wasn't the LGBTQ community. It was our people. That's right, Vincent. We did. Even with the Me Too movement, we started that language. It was a Black woman that started the Me Too. She was talking about Black girls being touched, and no one wants to say anything. They're being silent, and she did that. And guess what? They ran with it. I tell you guys all the time that we are in a fishbowl. If you want to talk about something, talk about empowerment. They're not going to run with that shit. If you want to talk about something, talk about building up your children, building up your men, building up your women, building up your families. Oh, they're not going to run with that shit. You want to talk about something? Talk about Black economics. Talk about collective or collaborative economics. You want to talk about something? Talk about buying up the block. You want to talk about oh baby, they're not going to steal that from you. They don't want to hear no empowerment talk. In fact, they'll just shut your channel down. See, Sonia, I know you're saying, Sonia, that everybody copies us, but it's more than just that. This is not a copying. When you see them twerking, the non-vibrational people, when you see them twerking on TikTok and Instagram, that's copying. That's copying. When you see them rapping or having the smoothest voice in R&B, and you're like, well, who the hell is that? Oh, really? that white boy sing that song? Oh, I like that song. That's copying. This is demonic. This is beyond copying. You got to understand that. This is beyond copying. Because now it's being used against you. Ain't nobody twerking to use it against you. When you see them on TikTok and now they all twerking, they doing all types of things and they learning how to dance like us, and then you see them imitating African dance culture, and you see them doing that, you see them imitating hip-hop dance culture, you see even old non-vibrational women that would otherwise be called Karen. You see them on TikTok with the little reels and in IG with the little reels, and they doing the most. They singing Snoop Dogg songs. They're singing. Babe, I can't. I can't. See, I don't know why. I just said I can't keep coming on here. My people just don't get it. And I say I'm the radical one. I'm saying, everybody wants to act like it's kumbaya. I keep telling y'all better stop drinking that kumbaya juice. It's taking away your vibration. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all love the kumbaya juice. It takes away your vibration. It makes you sleep. Then these jokers come in. And they use your energy and your power against you. They take the power from you and boom, blast you. That's why there's a villain and a superhero, right? Dave Chappelle is a superhero. Is a villain and a superhero. Dave Chappelle is the superhero, and the main community and the sub community are the villains. You better know it. You better know it. You better know it. Y'all better know it. Y'all better know it. That's the problem. Some of y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't know what we be doing. So when I tell you they have taken your crazy and made it sane, and your sane and made it crazy, right? They have taken your crazy, twerking, coming out half naked. You got mamas out there cursing out their daughters, recording it so it can go on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, calling their daughters sluts. I can do it better than you. Your man ain't nothing like my man. My man pays bills, mothers against daughters. Y'all seen that video? I seen that shit. Somebody sent that shit to me. And I said, oh, so this is viral. This shit is viral. But something like this won't be viral. We got almost 1,000 people on. Almost 1,000 people listening. How many of y'all have shared the video? It can go viral just that quick. How many of y'all have shared the video? 1,000 people on. How many of y'all have actually liked and followed the channel? See, no. Y'all too used to being fucking entertained. That's the problem. That's why I said I can care less about coming on anymore, because they want to be entertained, and I'm not doing this shit for entertainment. This is not entertainment. If y'all don't see what's going on, y'all all gonna be in trouble. When they can tell you what you will and will not do, and if you don't do what they're telling you to do, there's severe consequences against your livelihood. That is a problem. Thank you so much, Sid. I appreciate that. And I see what you're saying about Tina Turner, right? See what you're saying? I'm just telling you guys. I'm telling you guys, this is not about entertainment. If y'all have not been watching what has been happening for the last 2 years, you guys are in trouble. You guys are agreeing to shit that's going to hurt you. And you're fighting against people like me that's trying to warn you. You see, no one listens to the prophet. And I'm not saying I'm a prophet for all you religious zealots. Don't come on my channel with the bullshit. It's an analogy. I do know what analogies are, right? It is an analogy, and I just need you to listen. Don't get in your back, because that's what y'all do sometimes. You're so fucking emotional, like the main community and the sub-community. Y'all get so fucking emotional, you get in your bag, and then you only hear what you want to hear, and you run with it. I'm going to need y'all to stop that emotional shit. I'm going to need y'all to stop that. I always come on here, and I always tell y'all to stop that emotional shit. If you want to cry because you're hurt, that's fine. You want to cry because you're sad, that's fine. But the acting out because you don't like what you hear is not fine. So with that being said, right? Let me go on and say it about the religious zealots. The problem is, every time a prophet came to deliver the information, to warn the people almost always got themselves fucked up. I'm sorry. I said I was going to curse. I can't help it. I like to curse people. I like cursing. Y'all forgive me. Just forgive me just for this moment. Just let me have my moment just for tonight. Every time the prophet was sent to deliver information. See, the prophet wasn't popular when the prophet was alive. Whenever the prophet was alive, the motherfucker wasn't popular. No one liked the fucking prophet. Crazy drunk. You crazy drunk. Right? So preposterous. What do you mean he's going to burn down a city? I'm not leaving my house. This is everything I own is here. What do you mean he's going to burn down Sodom and Gomorrah? What nonsense are you talking? Boom, it's burned down, right? No one listens to the prophet when the message comes. See, you motherfuckers don't like to listen to the prophet. You don't. Because the message, when it comes, you think it's crazy. It's bizarre. If you have not been watching what has been happening for the last 2 years, you guys have already proven how much in trouble you are. Your freedoms are being stripped away by the second, not the hour. See, we were down to the final hours. Now we're down to the few seconds. Your freedoms have been stripped away. And who's behind most of it? It's the main community and the sub-community. Behind most of it. Remember what I said? Where there is money, there is power. And when there is power, there are rules. And the rules that are made will have to benefit those in power to make those in power more money. Dave Chappelle, they're coming after him, but it don't matter, because he made it very clear in the first minute of his statement. He said, I am rich and I am famous. And I believe he's one of those dudes, because he's a normal person. He's not Hollywood. Dave Chappelle ain't got no big chains. He's not trying to do it big. He's not flossing and, different types of exotic luxury cars. He's not trying to do it crazy. He's just living his life. And a man like that, I bet you a bottom's dollar, a man like that is saving his money, investing his money, and he's moving smart. A man like that already had all his figures in place, the supports that he needed, the networks that was going to rock with him no matter what. He already knows all that shit. A man like that already has his next move. So he was able to be bold. There's a lesson to learn from David Chappelle. There's a lesson to take away with David Chappelle. I need y'all to capture that lesson, because for the last 2 years, you motherfuckers have been missing it. And the minute people start talking, y'all go back to sleep. And that's the shit I can't stand about y'all. I can't stand it about my people. Y'all like to sleep. Y'all go right back to sleep. You get emotional, you get worked up, and then you go back to sleep and you miss every fucking thing. The prophet is telling you that Sodom and Gomorrah is going to be burnt, and you motherfuckers don't believe it. The prophets have been telling you all that Babylon is going to be destroyed, and you motherfuckers don't believe it. You don't believe it. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about basic instructions before leaving Earth. You motherfuckers don't believe it. Somebody said, let catfish nugget rock us back to sleep. That's exactly what happens. That's right. This is a spiritual warfare. You're absolutely right. And that's exactly what's happened. Thank you, Eso. Right? You already know. They're letting you know. There you go. Eso said it. He said black net worth will be zero by 2057 is the plan coming. They've already let you know the writing is always on the wall. I keep telling you that. The writing is always on the wall. And every time we point it out, we sound like the cuckoo quacks. That's okay. I'll be the quack. That's okay. I'll be the quack. But I bet you I'll be more prepared than half of you motherfuckers. I'll be the quack. That's okay. Your ass is sitting up there acting like everything peachy cream. Don't even realize the flood is coming. Y'all gonna drown and die. Don't knock on my door. I'm good. Listen, friends, family, and frenemies, I really do enjoy you. I really do enjoy every last one of y'all. Y'all ain't asking me. Somebody said plan. Lynn Stewart, show your face, Lynn. Let's see your face. I'm just kidding. Lynn Stewart, I'm really not kidding. You got to ask plan. You are not vibrating, Lynn. And if you are not vibrating, Lynn, I wonder. I'm just curious, Lynn Stewart. Shout out to Jamie. Thank you for that. Your voice is needed in the community. Listen, baby. Thank you for that, Frederick. I appreciate that. Here's what I'm going to say, and then I'm going. Pamela's saying he is being canceled because he believes there are only two there. Okay, Pamela. You see, Pamela, first of all, I'm going to need you to spell correctly, Pamela, since you are a visitor here. Pamela, I don't really even feel like having this conversation with the non-vibrational visitors. I don't. And I'm not going to have this conversation. Usually I like to have these conversations with the visitors every now and then. But I am going to say this to you, Pamela, because people like you are exhausting. You guys give us headaches. My vitamin D levels are, low, Pam, because you're soaking them all up. Get me back to the sun. Good Lord. The only advice I'm going to give you, Pam, is to learn how to spell. Know the difference between there, T-H-E-I-R, and there, T-H-E-R-E, and then place it in context with what you're trying to say. So when I'm reading your language, I can better understand you. Okay, if I had a red pencil or a red marker or a red pen, I would circle it and I would deduct points. Not because of what you said. You are entitled to your beliefs, Pamela. But because you have proven your intelligence and you're exhausted, you're so exhausted. I told y'all. Y'all think I'm lying. I told you we've been infiltrated. I told y'all. Right? Somebody said, Pamela, you've been canceled. I told you all the time, we've been infiltrated. These people, I'm telling you, the main community and the sub community are disgusting. I say it all the time. They're like mobs, they're gangsters. Like until you hit them, right? They like to hit, but can't fight a lick. My mama said, you big enough to hit, you big enough to hit back. Her ass came on this channel and she got it. She got it. I'm telling you, they're ridiculous. They always prove themselves. You don't even have to argue with them. They always prove themselves. And that's why I'm gonna need you guys to stop arguing with them, right? I'm gonna need you to stop arguing with them because see, look at, see how they ravel. Let me show you guys. They unravel. There's an awesome scholar. She is my colleague. She's a scholar that I adore. Her name is Dr. Robin DiAngelo. You should look her up, Pam. She vibrates like you. But she's not like you. She's a little bit different, just a little bit different. And she wrote a book called White Fragility. And you are a case study of what's in her book. She is awesome. I think you will like her. Maybe not. Maybe not. She looks like you. You may not like her because she speaks the truth. And you don't look like you have ears of truth. But you see how they unravel? I don't know why you're talking about, or I don't know what you're talking about, and you are rude. So rude. You see what I mean? Like I'm gonna leave that up there because they can't help themselves, right? They can't help themselves. And this is what I'm talking about. These are the kind of people we have to deal with in their schools, right? And yes, Fumanchu, that's my YouTube husband, he makes a very good point. He says, Pam, why are you here? This is what they do. They like to be in emotional pain because then they want to be the victim and they want you to coddle them. And this is how they try to get you, right? This is how they try to get you, but it doesn't work over here, Pam. Your fragility will never work over here, Pam. But you see what I mean? That you're not allowed, we're going to leave Pam up because you got to see her face. Good Lord. We don't want to see her face, but you got to see her face, right? So you can know who she is. But this is what they do. When they come into other people's spaces. See, I was going to get off of here, but since we're going to use her as an example, I told you I wasn't going to waste the energy, but I got the smoke today. I got all the motherfucking energy today, Pam. Right? This is what I mean. This is why I say they turn your sane crazy and your crazy sane. This is what I'm trying to say. You see, it's always one that comes on my channel and proves my point. Most of them sit in the back and they know not to talk. Right? Most of them know not to fucking talk because it's not your house and you're not my audience. And it's always them. See, I'm not saying all, right? I'm not saying all. We're talking about people like fucking Pamela. People that think like Pamela's ass. I'll be rude now, bitch. I'm rude today. Your funky ass. We're going to talk about your funky fucking dirty feet ass. We're going to talk about you. Because you in the wrong motherfucking house and you got to recognize that. See, I was being nice, but then you want to start that crybaby shit. The caring crybaby bullshit is not going to work with me. Take it up with Jesus, not Shonna. It's not going to work with me. See, people that know me from whatever community they're from, because I got a lot of communities, they cannot cry to me. Because if I'm speaking on something, I'm speaking truth. And if your truth hurts, that's your fucking problem. See, if you want to dialogue about it, prove what I'm saying wrong. If you want to dialogue about it, because I can show you evidence. But no, you want to come here because you don't like what you're hearing. And then you want to come entertain in spots that hurt your feelings. That's called mental health, Pam. I will never go to the fucking KKK's website or their social media pages to engage with them. Because I know I am not wanted there. I'm not wanted there, Pam. Your name will stay up until I finish my motherfucking conversation with your funky ass. I would never go to a neo-Nazi or a white supremacist site because I'm not welcome there, Pam. And even though the main community will never say it, I'm going to say it for their asses because I know what they think because I see the way they treat us. So to the main community, I would never go into their community because I am not welcome there, Pam. But for some reason, Pam, you and people like you think that you can go into any community you want to go into and say whatever the fuck you want to say and not get checked, Pam. Pam, you're not paying attention to the time either, Pam. The times are changing. You got to pay attention, Pam, because the shit you did, or your people rather, did in the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s, the 1600s, and even the 1500s. The things your people did, Pam, is not working with my fucking generation. It's not working here. Right? It's not working here. And Blaze 505 or whatever the fuck your name is, you can shut the fuck up too. And your mama. And your mama's mama. And your crusty ass sister, brother, and kids. Because now I'm going to bully you. Since you want to use my language and think somebody is bullying. See, somebody who comes into someone else's platform to hit gets hit back. That's the part you don't fucking understand. Bullying her. The fuck out of here. You get out this page too. Now, just like they like to make lessons out of us, I told you I want all the smoke. Just like they try to make lessons out of us, we got to make lessons out of their asses too. That's all I'm going to fucking say. Y'all better learn how to make lessons out of people. You better learn how to make lessons out of people because that'll teach motherfuckers. Right? That'll teach them all. Better learn how to do it. Now that I'm finished. Did I tell you guys I was an Aquarius sun and a Sagittarius moon? See, y'all so used to the smile. You're so used to the niceness. You're like the niceness of me. I keep trying to tell you I'm nasty. Nasty. Keep trying to tell you that. Some people don't get it. You don't play with me and I won't play with you. You don't come on my platform and disrespect you and you will not be disrespected. You want respect, you got to give respect. Right? If you want respect, it's the golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people how you want to be treated. Now that that's finished and we have taught the lessons of the others, right? Because you can see only two of them was in here like that, right? Pam and then whoever Blaze was sticking up for Pam. Ooh, so scared of you guys. You're gangsta on your keyboard. I'm gangsta in real life, bitch. Anyways, I was saying, now that is over, See, I had to see Dr. Shonna. This is why I don't come on Facebook and YouTube anymore. This is why I don't come on Facebook and YouTube. This is why I'm just on Instagram doing just relationship stuff. I just love doing relationships. Fucking main community and the sub community. I swear, this is what I'm talking about. But listen, friends, family, and frenemies, this is your girl, Dr. Shonna. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Go ahead and hit that like button, share the video, crop out the end. Show me in a great light, not the greatest light. The end was the greatest light, but the greatest light isn't for everybody. Some people will get burnt. Stay out the sun, baby. Stay out the sun. But I love every last one of y'all. I can't promise you when I'm coming back on because I don't know. I'm just not beat for the YouTube. I'm not beat for. Okay, see, this is what we're not going to do here again. Okay, now, Catherine, I'm not going to beat up on you, Catherine, because you're making a very valid point, but I am going to say something to you, Catherine, and I want you to listen. I want you to listen. Catherine says, okay, I'll go. Sorry, I got a notification and joined. I agree to everything you said. Now, Catherine, you don't have to go anywhere. What I'm saying, Catherine, to Pam, you are not Catherine, and Catherine is not Pam. Catherine, you are not Pam, and Pam is not Catherine. What I'm saying to Pam, Catherine, is if you are a guest in somebody, that's all I'm saying. Don't do that fragile stuff. See this right here, Catherine, it's no need to do it. It's no need to do the fragile stuff. Ain't nobody saying that. Nobody was even worried about you. No one even noticed that you were here because you was just vibing, right? But Pam wanted to show her ass. That's the difference. Right? So stop doing that. Somebody said maybe she is Pam and recognize that you guys are too much. She is not Pam. Somebody said, can you come back tomorrow? I am not coming back tomorrow. I am not. I am done. I'm done because people just piss me off. But I'll see you guys on Instagram, boo-boo. Come to Instagram. We talk about relationships all the time. I don't do none of this revolutionary stuff because some of my people just not going to get it. Y'all just not going to get it. You're not going to get it from Dr. Shonna. You're going to get it from whoever you get it from, but it ain't going to be from me. I love you all. I got to go. I'm not coming back on tomorrow. I'm not. But if something comes up that needs to be spoken about, y'all know I'm going to jump on. I'm going to use this platform at leisure. All right. Somebody's asking where class is starting. Class starts tomorrow, Nyla. They start tomorrow. And guess what? This time, Nyla, I have workbooks and worksheets that the people that get them free that signed up, everybody will have to pay for them. But I won't be giving them out until next week's class. So they now have workbooks, worksheets, and a test for each course you take. So you guys are going to be learning a lot. I love you all. Peace and blessings. Have a great night.